Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider or online service. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail. Learn how it all began. And see how business, organizations, and individuals are putting themselves onto the World Wide Web. Don't just get onto the net, get into it. It all happens thanks to funding by U.S. Robotics, makers of modems, telephones, and other information access products. Proud to join you in support of public television. U.S. Robotics, the intelligent choice in information access.
Hello, I'm Leo Laporte. Get ready to get connected. We're going to show you how you can travel all over the world without ever leaving home, thanks to a new technology that allows us to link our home computers through a vast communications network to thousands of other computers all over the world. This is the Internet. You know, no one knows for sure how many people are accessing the Internet. We do know it's in the tens of millions worldwide. But that means that most of you are still not connected. Now, if you're like most people, you've probably heard of the Internet. But do you know what it can do for you and what it is? Possibly you're itching to get online, but you need someone to walk you through the process step by step. Well, in this program, we're going to show you some things you could do if you had Internet access. Then we'll perform the steps needed to get online. We'll even show you how to start using some important Internet tools to help you find your way around. So let's start by taking a little look at a few things you can do on the Internet. On the Internet, you have access to computers all over the world. It seems only natural, then, that you'd find a world of topics. Special communications software links these computers for you. Half the time, you don't even know what computer in what country is sharing its information on your screen. What you find on the Internet can be anything from high-tech to just plain silly. Let's start with reference works. Remember those clunky old encyclopedias? Well, they took up an entire bookshelf and they were outdated, well, instantly. Well, now you can have up-to-date electronic encyclopedias online. And if you don't find what you're looking for in them, you can start a search for information right from the source. But be ready for a wild ride. Your search could take you anywhere. Want to know even more about a topic? One of the earliest uses of the Internet was the formation of specialized users groups. You could check them out, see if there's a topic covering your interest. These are basically a collection of email conversations and data transmissions between different people, all with the same interests. Eavesdrop a little. Then when you think you've found the right group, join in with a comment or a question. Don't be shy. Feel like playing some games, but none of your nearby friends are available? Among the millions of people on the Internet, you'll surely find someone ready to match their skill and wits against you. Your new opponent may become your new best friend, or an email pen pal. Ah yes, email. Along with every Internet access account comes an electronic mail address for electronic mail or email. That's mostly how you'll communicate, and communicate you will. Many folks have used the Internet to rekindle friendships with old classmates and military buddies, or get your whole family online, no matter where in the world they are. You'll be able to keep in touch, share files, even send pictures and sound. Letter writing has never been more fun. But let's back up a little. We said there's a lot of information available. So where is it, and how do you find it? There are a number of places you can start, including some free services that are constantly checking the Internet and indexing what they find. This is one of those services. It provides two ways to find what you're looking for. You can use its powerful search program to find key words, or point and click your way through an extensive catalog of topics. You'll find links to thousands of Internet sites and discussion groups on this index covering almost any topic under the sun. Interested in business, education, government, recreation, science? It's all in here. This list is broken down into a dozen or so broad categories. You can drill down through the categories to narrow your search. Now, here's an example. Let's say we're looking for information on Japanese architecture. Start by clicking on the Arts subject heading. That takes us to the next level of categories. The architecture subheading lists more than 250 locations. We're looking for Japanese architecture, so here it is, Japan. Click again, and we found a list of sites that refer to Japanese architecture. Okay, this looks interesting, but it appears we've narrowed the search to a title and a short description. Now here's where you get ready for the marvel of the Internet. When you hover your pointer over these highlighted entries, you'll see an arcane Internet address displayed at the bottom of the computer window. This particular one gives us a clue that this is a link to another computer. In fact, we're now just one mouse away from entering a computer in Japan. Click it, and here we are. Japanese-style modern architecture in Nagoya. The text and photos could be coming to you from the other side of the earth. In fact, they are. But they also exist right now on the computer in front of you. You'll soon find yourself going to the Internet for any question you have. Looking for a new chili recipe, but willing to try something a little different? Well, get on the Internet. Search for the word chili. In minutes, you'll be served up a collection of recipes, and probably more than you ever wanted to know about chilies. The Internet also gives you access to thousands of businesses. Start your shopping trips right from your computer, or check the Internet for customer support before you buy. Governments worldwide are reaching out to their people through the Internet, and for once, you're likely to find it's a two-way street. You can find information and send your opinion. News? Yeah, there's that too. Up to the minute, of course, but with access to the background stories and complete archives as well. You know, information is an empowering asset, and there's no denying that today's Internet has transported us at nearly warp speed into the information age. So stick with us as we help you, too, get connected and feel the power of the information revolution.
We've entered the second phase of the computer revolution. The first phase was to put a personal computer on your desk and in your home. The second and most important phase is to connect that computer to the rest of the world. The global network of computer systems, also known as the Internet, is only as far away as the nearest phone line, and all you need is a computer and a modem. Hi, Vicki. How are you? I was in the neighborhood and I wanted to check my email. Do you mind if I borrow your phone?
Sure. Come on in.
The word modem is a combination of two words, modulate and demodulate. That's what a modem does. It takes the data from your computer and turns it into sound so it can be sent over standard phone lines. That's that screeching noise you hear when your modem is talking to another modem. Now there are three basic kinds of modems, starting with this one. This is an external modem. It plugs into your computer using this, a modem cable. These are generally the easiest to install. The internal modem right here is a little less expensive because you're not paying for the packaging. This plugs right into your computer and has another advantage. It doesn't take up any desk space. Finally, if you're using a portable computer or a laptop, you'll find these very handy. This is a credit card size modem called a PC card modem. It just plugs right into the laptop and this plugs into the wall. Speaking of which, that's the next thing we've got to find, a phone jack so I can plug my computer in. I think there's one down here. No matter what kind of modem you get, you'll still have to plug it into the phone line before you can make a call. Now, the thing to remember is that while you're using the phone, nobody else can call you in or out. So that's why a lot of people who spend time online get their own second phone line just for telecommunications. I know it's got to be around here. Oh, there it is. All right, now all we've got to do is plug the other end, into the computer, like that, and I'll be ready to get my email. Now, there's one thing to keep in mind before you go modem shopping. You'll probably be faced with a barrage of acronyms and specifications. There's only one thing you really need to know, and that's something called V.34. V.34 modems transmit and receive data at 28,800 bits per second. That's about 480 words every single second. Now, of course, you can only go as fast as the modem you're calling, but nowadays, almost all the services you'll be calling use 28.8 modems, V.34. The next step is to get the software you need. Now, the simplest kind of computer software for modems is called a terminal program. All that does is take your typing, send it out over the line, and then display anything that comes in over the line on your screen. If you're calling a commercial online service, you'll want to use their specialized software. All the big online services, America Online, CompuServe, Prodigy, and the Microsoft Network, use specialized software that makes it a little easier to get online. In fact, if you buy a new computer, you'll find most new computers come with this software pre-installed. So now that you've got your modem and your software, who are you going to call? Well, that all depends on what you want to do. Most communities have local bulletin board systems, or BBSs. These are usually run by individuals as a public service, and they cover all sorts of topics. A bulletin board system is a great place for people with common interests to get together. And the best thing about a BBS is it usually only costs $1 or $2 a month to join. But by far, most people spend their online time on the big commercial online services like America Online, CompuServe, and Prodigy. There, for about $10 to $20 a month, you can exchange electronic mail, join discussion groups, even download files like recipes or pictures of the grandkids. You can even get on the internet. In fact, it looks like I've got the email I was waiting for, my grocery list from my wife. No matter who you call, the first step is to go out and get a modem. Once you do, you'll find a whole new world of people, information, and ideas has opened up to you. And after all, the best thing you can do with a personal computer is communicate. Okay, pop quiz time. What new business enterprise could you start up using a few phone lines and a single computer? Well, you could become an internet service provider. Actually, we're not so much interested in how to become an internet service provider, or ISP, but rather how to select one. But to do that, we thought you should know a few things about what an ISP is and what an ISP does. Let's start off by talking about how to get connected to the internet from your home. You need a few important items. Let's review them. First, obviously, you need a computer. The internet is now rich with multimedia files and presentations, so if you don't already have a computer, but you're planning to buy one to get on the net, you'll want to look for a computer that has multimedia capabilities. Then, of course, you need a modem, like this one. This is an external modem. They come also in internal flavors, as you may remember. We talked about the modem a little bit. It's what takes the digital language of your computer and sends it out over the phone lines. You connect your modem to your telephone line. If you have a separate jack, you just plug it right in. If you don't, well, you can plug the phone into the modem and the modem into the wall. Either way, you'll be set, once you connect the modem to your computer, to dial out. In fact, all you have to do now is turn on your computer and you'll be on the internet, right? No, wrong. There are two important things lacking at this point. First, an internet service provider. The other, as you'll see, is appropriate software. But in many cases, the software you need to get started is available from the company you choose. So let's start there. Now, an internet service provider is the person that's going to answer the phone, the modem call, on the other end. So, and by the way, this is an important item, you want to make sure you pick a local internet service provider, or one with a local phone number. That way you won't be spending a lot of money on toll calls. All right, now let's set up an account with an internet service provider. You got any ideas? Who do we call? Well, in many cases, if you buy software in a store, like Internet in a Box, it'll actually come with some sign-up software that'll set you up with an internet service provider in your area. And many ISPs get their customers by word of mouth. In fact, that's the method I recommend. If you know some friends who are already using the net, ask them. So I have a number a friend gave me. Let's try that and actually sign up for internet service so you can see what's involved. These are the kinds of questions you should ask before you get an internet service provider.
Thank you for calling PrimeNet Services for the Internet. My name is Bill. How can I help you?
Yeah, hi, I'm interested in getting internet service.
Oh, good. That's what we do here.
Great. Can I ask you a couple of questions before I sign up?
No problem. What can I answer for you?
First of all, do you have a trial period or...
Yes, sir. We have a 7-day no-obligation trial period. You can cancel prior to the end of the 7 days and you won't be billed.
Now, I'm kind of new at all this. Could you have any hand-holding, technical support?
Yes, sir. We have a fairly large technical support staff. We're ready to help you at any time you need it.
Yeah, I'd like to get an account. What do I do next?
First thing we need to do is pick your username.
Oh, well, how about Leo? That's my name, yeah.
Leo. Okay, and now we'll need to select a temporary password. You'll be able to change it later.
And a secret password. How about, excuse me a minute, Porky.
Porky, that's P-O-R-K-Y. Okay.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. You've been great. All right, bye-bye. It's just that simple. Now I'll be able in 10 minutes to call up and download the software. Now I picked this internet service provider because they're pretty typical. They have pretty good technical support, a great connection to the net, they offer software, and they have a local phone number. They're located in Phoenix, Arizona, but they've got nodes in 22 cities, and they're expanding rapidly. Now, if you're in a hurry, this is a really neat thing. The company will actually let you connect to their computer and immediately download the software. You'll be online tonight. That includes a browser like Netscape Navigator or Mosaic and an email package. It's very complete. Or, of course, you could wait for the software to be shipped to you on disk. Now, whether you download the software or whether you wait for it to be delivered, you will need to install it according to instructions. Again, depending on your computer or software, that's going to vary. So do check the manual, follow it carefully. And when it's all installed, well, we see we have quite a collection of software here. There's the Netscape Navigator. Let's just click, and boom, we're online. Welcome to the Internet. There's more than one way to get on the Internet. The largest Internet service providers of all are the three major commercial online services. There's CompuServe, America Online, and Prodigy. Now, these companies provide content of their own as well, like special interest groups, online chat areas, and research databases. But they also provide access to the Internet. Now, this may not be the most inexpensive way to get on the net, but it probably will be the easiest. And for those of you who don't live in big cities, the online services may be your only way onto the net.
The special content that's available from these online services is presented in a controlled environment, but some of the services carry additional surcharges. Though their reference databases may be adequate, they lack the interactive links to other computers and databases that you'll find on the Internet. And since these special areas exist only on their own computers, they're solely available to their own paying members. The information on the online service is not shared with other Internet users. Within the past year or two, these online services have each begun providing some form of access to the Internet. But, at least in one instance, that access isn't as complete as you might get from a regular Internet service provider. So you need to collect and compare features and prices. You might find that the integrated software provided by these online services and the members-only benefits make them a good choice for you. Then be sure to use the free trial offer most services provide. Most will give you at least 10 free hours to take it out for a spin and see what you like and don't like about each service.
Because the three big online services each have millions of subscribers, you may find them a little slow during peak hours. Now, that's usually from just after supper time to around 10 o'clock at night, local time.
On the other hand, their large subscriber bases allow them to maintain local number access from hundreds of large and small cities around the world, something that's convenient if you travel a lot and need to send and receive email while you're away from home.
Now, all three online services cost around $10 a month. For that, you'll get 3 to 5 hours of access time each month. Additional time will cost you $2 or $3 an hour. Now, for the casual user of the Internet, that probably adds up to something around $25 a month. That's not bad. But if you're anything like me, you'll use up those 3 to 5 hours in a single week. If that's the case, it would probably be much more economical to choose an Internet service provider that offers flat rate pricing. That means you pay only one monthly price no matter how much time you spend online. In most cities, you'll pay around $15 to $30 a month for unlimited access to the net. With a flat rate service, there's nothing keeping you from browsing the net to your heart's content. Well, except for your spouse, maybe. I'll be right there, honey. Now, the most popular service on the internet is electronic mail. If you have an internet account, you can send a message to anyone else on the net almost instantaneously. And the best part is, it usually doesn't cost a cent.
When you sign up with an internet service provider, you'll usually get some software, including a program to send and receive electronic mail, or email. As a matter of fact, the first email you receive is usually a welcome letter from your internet service provider. But you'll soon be logging on to find regular mail in your inbox, I promise. Now, we all know how to send mail the normal way. Insert your mail into an envelope, address the mail to the recipient, include your return address, then add the correct amount of postage before sending it on its way. Well, email works much the same way, except we use different addresses, and there's no postage. When you sign up for your internet account, you select your username. Your service provider is your host and also has a name, so generally your email address is a combination of these two names, like this: username at hostname. To start getting email from others, you need to let them know what your email address is. And to send email to someone else, you must know his or her address. More and more people are putting email addresses on business cards, letterhead, all over the place. In a few years, not having an email address will be like not having an answering machine. If you're a new user and have friends who are already on the internet, give them your new email address and ask them to send you a test message. That's a good way to get started. Well, look, here's a new message now. Yeah, it's from me to you, welcoming you to the new world of the internet. You did give me your address, didn't you? Once you have an email from someone, sending a reply is one of the easiest things to do. In this case, just click on the reply button. Go ahead, you do want to do this, don't you? Just put your hand on the mouse. All right, got it. Now move the pointer to the reply button and click. Great. The email software opens a new message window ready for you to type your message to me. Now don't be shy, type me a line. Hey, you did great. Oh, and by the way, I'm glad I could help. Now, depending on your software, you'll either send this message now or put it in an outbox for the next time you log on to your service provider. This is set up to send right away, so click on the send button, and in a few minutes it'll be delivered to my internet service provider's computer, ready for me to read your message. No postage, no delays, and no telephone tag. You can also create an address book of email addresses. Then you only need point and click to start a new message to someone on your list. After a while, your inbox will start to fill up with messages you've already read, and your outbox will have a lot of your replies and new messages you've sent. You can always delete messages when you're through, but you'll also want to set up mailboxes to save old messages. Mailboxes maybe for messages from your family, your friends, club members. You set it up any way you like. It's your computer after all. Soon you'll discover other email possibilities, like attaching computer files. When you send documents, you'll want to make sure that the person you're sending them to can read the files you created. If they do, well, you now have the ability to send long documents and multimedia files with the click of a mouse.
Electronic mail has changed corporate America by giving employees direct access to the executive suite. And as more and more of us get email addresses, it will change the way we communicate at home, too. Whether it's writing to your member of Congress or to a pen pal on the other side of the world, email is the best way yet to stay in touch.
The World Wide Web is one of the areas of the Internet that has been exploding as more and more businesses, organizations, and people find their way onto the net. The web provides a way for small and large businesses alike to attract an international audience.
Moran Graphics in Toronto, Canada, publishes books on how to use computer hardware and software. They use an award-winning visual learning technology to transform the black and white world of computer education into living color. Moran Graphics, a family enterprise, was started 10 years ago to offer graphic training materials to corporations and schools, replacing the traditional books filled with text. The visual grammar of the Moran Graphics books has a very carefully targeted audience.
Moran Graphics computer books target beginners. We've made the books look so simple and easy to use that most people are surprised at the amount of information they can cover.
Though the books appear very simple, the topics they cover are useful to business as well as individuals.
Our writers go through the software and evaluate all of the important information that a new user would want to know. We use colorful graphics and accurate screenshots to make it fun and interesting to learn about the software.
Each double-page spread completes a single task, and playful cartoon characters cavort across the full-color pages.
Well, Discman is our colorful analogy that helps to guide new users along in using the new tasks in the software. So most people think that computer manuals are really boring and stale, and our approach and our Discman is really changing this perception. We are starting to receive numerous Discman fan mail through the email, internet, as well as through the viewer response. It's quite interesting and overwhelming, really, when you put it all in perspective.
That's right, even email. The Moran family has now taken their company onto the World Wide Web.
Because the internet is really an international tool, we're finding we're getting requests that we never dreamed of in the past. We're getting requests from Asia, Australia, Europe. Because the internet is such a widely powerful marketing tool, we're having lots of success in areas we never dreamed possible.
Neil Moen, a high school student, is their telecommuting webmaster.
We present ourselves like any other book publisher. So it's not necessarily a little guy. I mean, we're right up there with all the big guys. We have online ordering information, pictures of our books, anything somebody who's interested in our company would want. We're just one click away, just like, you know, a Fortune 500 company might be one click away.
The site uses the latest techniques to add animated graphics and titles, and features the Blazon bookmark, the Moran graphics links to other valuable and interesting sites.
Well, basically, the Blazon bookmark serves two purposes. One, it helps to lure people to our site and keeps them coming back. And second of all, it's our quote-unquote gift to the internet.
There truly are no prime locations for a business on the internet. And as Moran Graphics is proving, they can use the World Wide Web to compete with the big guys. In Toronto, Canada, this is Susan Newman.
But some websites are made available as a public service, a way to help you learn how to improve the quality of your lifestyle and keep you safe at home.
With the rise in crime, many people all across the country are asking themselves what their chance of being robbed might be, or attacked, or even murdered. Is there something in your lifestyle which could actually increase your risk of being a victim of crime? Well, there's a website on the internet which allows you to rate your risk and get immediate results. The man behind the website is Lieutenant Ken Pence at the Nashville Police Academy, but you don't have to come all the way to Tennessee to reach him. After 23 years on the police force and working 16 years as a SWAT commander, Lieutenant Pence is ready for a change of pace. He's taking a wild ride on the information superhighway. Lieutenant Pence, who's affectionately called Lieutenant Fu for his expertise in martial arts, has developed a website where you can find out if you're a prime target for crime. It's called Rate Your Risk.
You just say a little bit about your lifestyle and where you normally travel and how you travel and things you normally do. Do you go out and take friends home from bars? Do you go out with prostitutes? Do you walk alone? Do you carry a gun?
Your job can also play a part in how you rate.
For example, if you're a police officer or a judge, or if you fired somebody lately, you get extra points for that.
Answer all the questions, and in a moment, your risk is calculated. The higher the score, the greater your risk.
And then it tells you, in a humorous way, what you might want to do to reduce those risks.
And what people find out is sometimes surprising.
Most people say, well, I never thought of that. Or, gosh, I'm going to change some of the things I do. I have people tell me that it didn't save their life, but it made them feel safer, and they're doing things now that reduce their risk.
Rate Your Risk is just the beginning of how those traveling on the internet can learn about crime and how to protect themselves. By linking to a website, you can learn the latest in self-defense techniques or the basics in law enforcement.
They can see why you can't just go out and arrest people off the street.
You can also learn about the Nashville Police Department's latest tools of the trade through virtual reality movies. You can also take part in the fight against crime.
they'll have an ability to pop up email and send it to a detective who will be able to work on the case. And they'll be able to report minor thefts over the internet like they're doing over the phone now.
Lieutenant Pence says about 2,000 to 4,000 people a week are accessing Rate Your Risk, evidence that people on the information superhighway are interested in keeping the streets safe. On the internet, in Nashville, Tennessee, I'm Celeste Gonzalez.
Have you ever wondered how this whole internet thing got started? Well, believe it or not, we owe it all to the Cold War.
The seeds of the internet were planted 25 years ago when the U.S. Defense Department funded research on a computer network for the Cold War. They first set out to establish a system to allow easier communications between research facilities in the military-industrial complex. The next step was the creation of a computer network that could survive the loss of any number of its nodes in the event of a strike by enemy nuclear missiles. Should one communication center be destroyed, all the others in the network could still communicate with each other. Thus, in 1969 was created the first network, ARPANET. Perhaps the most significant legacy of this achievement is the common language of today's internet, TCP/IP, a communications protocol for routing packets of information along multiple paths. Over the following years, additional networks were created all over the country and interconnected with all the others, creating, in effect, what became the Internet, or network of networks. Soon networks in other countries were added, together with new tools, facilitating the transmission of documents over networks with vastly different types of computers. In 1989, the World Wide Web was created in Geneva, Switzerland, at CERN, the European Laboratory for Particle Physics. Tim Berners-Lee wanted to exchange scientific papers with his colleagues all over the net. He created the web as a way for scientists to link documents. With one click of a mouse, it was now possible to connect from one place to another, giving birth to the notion of navigating the network. In 1992, Mark Andreessen and a team of programmers at the National Center for Supercomputing Applications in Illinois wrote Mosaic. Mosaic added the capability of displaying graphics as well as text. Today, Mosaic, and its offshoots like Netscape, bring text, pictures, audio, and video to the Internet and make it as easy to use as the telephone. There's one other thing that had an incredible impact on the Internet as we know it today, and that was the High Performance Computing Act of 1991. This act, which was promoted by then-Senator Al Gore of Tennessee, authorized the expenditure of billions of dollars in government funds into building a high-speed Internet backbone network. And it was instrumental in abolishing any remnants of anti-commercial policies, opening the Internet to a broad spectrum of commercial, government, educational, and personal uses. This act has served as a model for similar developments in countries all over the world, and the Internet, as we now know it, was born, spawning the communications revolution in earnest.
You know, when ATMs were first put into service, people were afraid to use them. Well, that's pretty much what's going on the internet right now. People are afraid to use their credit cards for fear the numbers will be stolen. And that's the single biggest impediment to the expansion of commerce on the net.
Companies who do business on the net are aware of this security loophole, and they're doing everything they can to close it. Today, it's possible to safely transmit private information like credit card numbers, providing you're using software with built-in encryption, like the Netscape Navigator. Navigator lets you know your transaction is secure by displaying this icon at the bottom of your browser screen. When your session is not encrypted, you'll see this icon instead. Not every business online offers secure transactions, so if you see this symbol, buy at your own risk. Yet secure transactions on the Internet are critical to customer acceptance. That's why more and more companies are offering solutions. For example, the CyberCash Secure Internet Payment Service allows you to make online purchases risk-free. Once you establish a CyberCash account, you'll be able to use electronic cash to pay for things on the net. Here's how it works. Imagine you're shopping at a CyberCash merchant's website and you see something you'd like to purchase. You fill out a form, click the Submit button to send it to the merchant. The merchant's server sends back an automatic summary to check the order for accuracy. If everything looks good, click the Pay button to launch the CyberCash wallet program on your machine. The software encrypts your payment information and sends it to the merchant. When the merchant receives your order, the payment information is automatically forwarded to the CyberCash server. The merchant never even sees your credit card number. CyberCash then sends the payment to the merchant's bank without using the internet. It's the bank which actually requests authorization from the user's bank or credit card company, and the approval code or denial code is returned to CyberCash, which passes it on to the merchant. Throughout the entire process, your transaction is secure, and believe it or not, it only takes about 15 to 20 seconds. CyberCash is available from any site running the CyberCash Merchant software. So far throughout this program, we've looked at a lot of websites, sites created by companies, educational institutions, government agencies. But you know, many of the most interesting web pages are the ones created by people just like you and me. In fact, that's my personal web page right there. That's my family. It's a great way to display your kids' pictures, your family album, whatever you want on your own web page.
A home page is a file you place on the web, and anyone else online can access it. The information you include is entirely up to you. A typical personal home page, like this one belonging to Karen Weber, contains basic information about the author and his or her interests. Here's a brief description of Karen, hypertext links to her favorite sites, and a link to a recent photo of herself. Karen's goal, like that of most personal pages, is to create a page where people can find out more about her and can then explore the world as she sees it through her website. Here's another page, this one belonging to the Reese family. We see descriptions of John, Dee, Drew, and Gina. Also included are links to information about their hometown and schools, and of course, links to all of their favorite sites. When you establish a home page, you can include pictures of your family, copies of your resume, and links to sites that involve your favorite hobbies and interests. You can also include a direct link to your email so you can hear from anyone visiting your page. And learn about new links that you can add on to your page. Browsing personal home pages is a great way to learn about other people and to find your way to net sites you might never have otherwise discovered. But home pages can also be used by entrepreneurs to promote and enhance small businesses. This page, for example, belongs to Revolutionary Computer Solutions and was created to provide information about this new company's software products and also to give new customers a place to go for support and enhancements for the software. Really, just about anyone can establish his or her own homepage. In fact, you don't necessarily have to be human to have your own site. Scout, a very cyber-savvy dog, has her very own page with photos, links to other dog sites, and even a link to her own email. Email, though, will probably be forwarded to her through Dana Bragg, the human who helped Scout get her start on the Internet. So if you or your pet have something to say, get yourself a personal homepage and connect your opinions to the Internet.
You know, there's really no limit to what you can do with your own website once you give it a try. You'll find a host of new utilities that will allow you to use photos, graphics, even audio and video clips. Your friends and family will be amazed. If you thought you bored them with your home videos, wait till they see your webpage. Well, there also comes a time when you have to log off. If the Internet is something new to you, we hope we've inspired you to get connected. If you're there already, maybe we've given you some new ideas and approaches. I'm Leo Laporte. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the net.
Don't just get onto the net, get into it. It all happens thanks to funding by U.S. Robotics, makers of modems, telephones, and other information access products. Proud to join you in support of public television. U.S. Robotics, the intelligent choice in information access.